communist or capitalist. So it's a game, and the game wants your head, it wants your heart, it wants you angry, it wants you taking sides, it wants you choosing, because when you choose, we lose. And these are the medals I received for my time in national service back in the 80s. Particularly this one was awarded to me for bravery or actions of a high order in combat. This is the book I wrote about it, Battle on the Lomba. I wrote it about 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now, published in 2014. On the back of this book, this is some of my squadron. It's quite a story, and I'm getting to understand some of perhaps the occulted or secret elements to this, because we all believed in no, we didn't all believe in it, but people accepted there was a communist threat coming in from the north, and we had to do something to stop that in Angola in particularly. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of preamble as to who I am. The general who wrote on the back of my book here, he is a former commander of my unit, but also former deputy chief of the South African Army, so not lightweight. Okay, his name is Roland de Vries, Major General, retired. Now, this guy sent me. He was going to Russia back about 7-8 years ago when I was sort of, popular for having written this book, and he told me, well, his last email, he said, "Remain march ready, stand ready, be ready for something." And it's interesting because obviously there's a lot of fluff going on. I've been talking about World War III coming for about a year, but there's a lot of people starting to talk about this. And I'm wanting to offer you something to think about. And that is that the last war that we've just been through, the one that was set off by invisible germs, that war, the one that had us walking around like that. Yeah, you know the one I mean. That war was propagated to set in place the control mechanisms that are to be used for the next phase of this worldwide operation. Just so you know. And if that be true, because I'm obviously only offering my thoughts and my perspective, but if that be true, it means that whatever's coming, or whatever side you choose, it's a program. And you've been programmed to take the red or the blue, the communist or the capitalist. So it's a game, and the game wants your head, it wants your heart, it wants you angry, it wants you taking sides, it wants you choosing, because when you choose, we lose. And humanity continues to divide itself ever more from the intention of a loving creation, a loving creator who wants us to find our way back to home, back together. But we can never do that while we continue to buy the soap opera that was offered to me in 1987, when I did things in war that are against the golden rule of love your neighbor. Sorry, the fingers there didn't mean. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. This is my squadron flash. I was guest speaker in 2015 at one of the most prestigious units, the 32 Battalion, 32 Battalion. Guest speaker in South Africa. But that's when I saw the DMT, by the way. I was trained at School of Armor, and my unit, if you went into combat, I think you should be cool with that. Guys, we are being brought back to war, and we need to do something other than appeal to the authorities for peace, because, again, why are you asking the slave master for better conditions? Don't you realize you are not a slave? You are the center of all creation. You are the reason for all of this, and you need to work that out for yourself, because they're never going to tell us.